last views of San Francisco from the ship. Beautiful. Good morning from our messy room on the cruise ship. So this is not how I normally start a pen show vlog, but it worked out that my family's vacation was in line with the pen show. So we're on the last day of our Alaska cruise. We're going to be getting off the ship soon. I'll be dropping my family off at the airport. They will fly home, and then I will make my way to the Pen Show Hotel. So very excited. I will see how much I can film of the Pen Show on Friday. It'll just be crazy busy, but then Saturday will probably be a better filming day. So stay tuned. All right, so I'm now all checked in at the A-Loft, and I really like staying at this hotel. I know most of the makers stay at the Westin, but I really like being separate or having a separate space to escape to. And I'm all unpacked. It's actually nice to have a hotel room to myself with 2 queen beds, because I've spent the last 12 days with my family in one hotel room or one cruise room, and I need my space. All right, heading off to Target to pick up some groceries, because food can get really expensive if you're just buying it here at the Pen Show. So I'm gonna pick up some groceries. The hotel room has a fridge, so yay. And I'll be picking up probably like coffee, protein shakes, stuff like that. All right, see you later. Doing some Target shopping with Tori. And then I found these. It says Goober. I got the opportunity to visit Rickshaw's factory in San Francisco, and it was amazing to see where this company functions from. And then I also got to say hi to Mark. And he got to do a tester of my pen sleeve that is going to be coming out with my Winter Sunrise pen. He's just showing me how they transfer a digital print onto fabric, and this is what it looks like. So cool. And I mean, he didn't cut out and make a pen sleeve for me then and there, but he did show me what it would look like on the fabric. And then I could choose the inside fluffy fabric as well. So exciting. And just the storefront. It was really cool to have the opportunity to go and see Rickshaw. Good morning. Wherever I go, there's going to be glare in my glasses. So I just came from the gym, and last night was fun. I need to do more recording of like the Pen Show after dark, because that's where you really get to meet people and get to know them outside of social media or anything like that. And it's such a fun time, and it's actually really the big reason why I come to the Pen Shows, is the Pen Show after dark, to be able to really get a chance to talk to people when they're not at their tables, really busy with doing their vendor sales and things like that. So I really need to record that more, because it's really fun. I had a little bit of a headache this morning, but I still went to the gym. Now just gonna get ready before I get into the line before 9 o'clock for all access. And I don't know how much recording I'm gonna get to do today, because Friday is always so crazy busy, and then Saturday I feel like I've got my head on my shoulders and I'm able to do more recording, but we'll see. See you later.
Booking this hotel and not knowing anything about this Pen Show.
I'll go back to the room and get you
You're way too good today. Bring a cup and
I already opened it. All right, so I tried to take some footage this morning during the Pen Show, but it was crazy. First thing I did when I got into the Pen Show was I went straight to Bart's table, helped him set up, and I spent like a good hour in that corner. And then I walked around the Pen Show, and it was just very overwhelming. But also, because I don't have a list of things that I need to get, there weren't places that I really needed to go. So it was a lot of wandering around. I also helped Tori out at Stationery Universe for a little bit. I just took a nap I'm gonna have some tea and my little charcuterie snack before I head back over to the show for the last hour and a bit. There's like a D-stash meetup and then just hanging out with friends and then going out for dinner tonight. Not much today. I did buy a couple of things. I bought some inks and I bought a pen. I do have two other pens on hold, so we'll see. I do want to do better about vlogging tomorrow. Just today, it was just taking everything in. Tomorrow, I feel like I'll be in a better spot to look at everything and properly vlog.
We had mini muffins. I didn't even have that. You didn't eat it all day either? She gave them all to you and didn't have any.
Just saying hi.
I asked you first and you said no.
Good morning. This is my day one haul on my stuffed bed. Because, you know, when you have two queen beds, you've got a sleeping bed and a stuffed bed. But this is my haul from day one, which I'm amazed I got what I did because it was so busy. But anyway, the first purchase that I made was actually this pen from Mayfair Pens. It's their Amethyst Satin in the Noldor model. And then the Primary Manipulation 5 from Zodiac Pen Co. And then a special commission from Heinz Pen. It's their Heimdall in the Model K. And then I got these two inks. This was actually the only thing that I really had on my wish list. It was Kobe Milk Chocolate and Kobe Strawberry Chocolate. And then a few stickers from friends at the show. And I met Tara quite a few times throughout the show. I supported many of her purchases. I just happened to show up when she was making purchases, so worked out well. And then that's day one, and it was very, very busy. So busy to the point where I didn't actually visit every single room and every single table because it was just so crowded watching Netflix. And I had to really exit and take a break quite a few times just because it was so overwhelming. It was so busy. So busy to the point where I was even speaking to a few vendors and they were really squished in between the table so that there was more room for us customers to be able to walk through the aisles, but it didn't leave them with much room in between the tables, which is unfortunate because the vendors are there all day, and if they're not going to be comfortable, I feel really, really bad for them. And then some tables were just so busy that it was even hard to get into the table. I'm amazed that I even got to the Nagasawa table and was able to purchase a couple of inks. And then one room I didn't even get a chance to go into because there was a huge line for Pinky Elephant to get in there, and it just felt busier this year and more overwhelming. I'm gonna head down to the show right away here because those with all access have access between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. this morning before the general public comes in. So I will do the best that I can to try and film, but again, it's gonna be difficult and I'll do my best. Breakfast consists of a protein shake. This is actually delicious. Love this. And Chobani Flip. And then all my vitamins because I need my vitamins. Gosh. I'm going to be bringing actually food with me because you get hungry. And I'm making sure to bring lots of water because the circulation in there is not great. You can kind of hear it in my voice as well. So protein shake. I always make sure to go to Target before a pen show and get my groceries. I feel like such a mom, but I get my groceries, get things for lunch and breakfast because there isn't a lot of options that aren't inexpensive in the hotel. Like a protein shake that would have cost like $4 at Target probably would be like closer to 10 in the hotel if they sold it. And then Chobani Flip, I just love it. Every time I come to the US, I need Chobani Flip. My daughter gets mad because I don't bring her any. But heading there right now. It's going to be opening shortly, and then we'll see how the day goes. Walking over from the A-Loft to the Westin. I always like staying at the A-Loft rather than the Westin, because it's a little escape from the pen show. So now we're walking into the ballroom and you can see how busy it is. And we're going to be passing by Esterbrook's table, looking at all of their pens. They have their Funky Town pens. They also have the new Bunga Box that came out, and gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And then you've got the Kenro Industries pens here.
and then a whole bunch of Ferris wheel press inks. I didn't even get a chance to look through these because there were so many people. And then you've got all of the lovely papers. I got to try some of these out, and these are from Masubi, really great company. And then these are St. John's pens. As you can see there, I tried really hard to be able to get all of the vendors, and I apologize if I don't remember every single one. But this is what it looks like going down the main hall. We've got that one down hallway on the left, and then on the right, you've got a few things like Enigma Stationery, somebody saying hi to me, and then more products from Enigma Stationery. And then we're going to see Rich from River City Penco. And then I think this is more from Enigma Stationery. There was just so much here. But then this is the Plotter and the Travelers Company area where on Friday this was crowded. So crowded. Like I couldn't even get in here. And I commend all the people who wanted to wait in line for this. But here's all the Travelers Company stuff. I was able to get a notebook and a charm for my passport that I'll be using for next year. But again, to be able to actually see this table on Saturday morning was insane. And then this was the pleasure of writing table, again, going so fast because there were so many people. And then we've got Nemesine or Nemosine. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Please correct me. And they had all of their stationery on the table. And then we had Itoya Studio that had a few bottles of Sailor ink, as well as a whole bunch of Sailor pens that you could try or put together. Again, I didn't have any time to actually sit here and look through everything because there was so much stuff. And then we have Cornell book binders, I believe. They make beautiful notebooks with covers from old books. And then there was a huge line to get into one of the rooms to go and see Pinky Elephant. And even on Friday, there was a sign saying the end of the line for Pinky Elephant. And then I cannot remember which table this was. Oh, this was Aesthetic Bay. They had great deals on some Japanese pens and even some Italian pens. Again, I would have spent more time here, but didn't have that much time. And then this is all the ink from Drum Ghouls and all of their stationery as well. Just amazing vendors and so much stuff that you can see. And then next up, more stuff from Drum Ghouls. So they had Galen leather, really a lot of things that you could look through. And then we have Leonardo, beautiful pens. And you also had like the lovely Clarissa and Claire Coco and Lau working behind the table. These were beautiful. And I was actually tempted by one, and then somebody bought it, so I didn't have to buy it. And then we have Bob Nurin here, another vendor. There are a variety of smaller vendors here that were either selling their collection or they have their own, I guess, online store, or they only come out to the San Francisco Pen Show. But there was another vendor here. And then Yamamoto papers. I didn't buy any this year, but there was one notebook that everybody bought from Yamamoto, and it was the Canopus note, and I never got a chance to buy it, unfortunately. Then there's Pinky Elephant, very busy, as you can see, and more shops. So we've got Inky Converters. I love Inky Converters. I try to purchase a pin every year, but again, I couldn't get to it this year. It was just overwhelming to the point where I couldn't really visit all the ones that I wanted to. And some beautiful Urushi pens here as well. And some wood pens. I'm always really impressed with the different materials that makers use to make pens. And then we have Kubo and Lucy with all of their stationery and stamps and washi and stickers. All so cute. And I love how the SF Pen Show has a great variety of stationery shops. And then Eric of Amarillo Stationery. Love Eric. I got to see him in Chicago as well. So fun to see him in SF. And then we're going to move on to Drill Log. I got to try these nibs. They're Drill Log. How can I explain this? Drill Log nibs. And they had them in different nib sizes. I think one was a 0.8 or a 1.5. I'm not sure if it's something that I would like, but it was really interesting to try. And then another table, which I am really bad at remembering all of the vendors' names, which I am so sorry. And this one, was this Tokubetsu Memory? I don't think it was. It was another vendor, but it's not Tokubetsu Memory. I'm trying to remember all of these. Need to get better at that. And then this was, I think it was Glass on glass pen on the glass pen sold so quickly last year, and they did as well here this year. And this is indelible pens with their nibs and different maker pens. And then Magnolia Pen Co. with all of their different pens as well. We had a lot of maker pens at the SF Pen Show this year, so there's always something for everyone for every style. And then we have Studio Agaga Khan from Turkey. And you can also purchase their pens online through Galen Leather, but they've got a huge selection of handmade pens as well. Then we have Zek pens. These were so interesting. Different, not even just resin pens, but different designs on pens, something I don't see at other makers' pens tables. Very unique. And then we have Urushi pens, beautiful urushi work on all of these. A little bit out of my price range personally, but I do appreciate the beauty and the work that goes into each and every one. And then we have Skogsy. I've been wanting to purchase a Skogsy, but nothing has really jumped out at me. And the makers are just lovely, lovely people. And then we have Shown Design. Now they came up with their own pen nib one piece, brilliant engineering. I actually got to try it at the After Pen or Pen After Dark from Aiden, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing. Then we come to the Bungu Box table where we had a whole bunch of inks and specific special pens from Bungu Box. And again, I didn't get the time to really just take it all in, and I wish I had, but my wallet is probably thankful that I didn't spend time at every single table. But look at all the beautiful pens and inks and the collabs that they've done. So glad that they were here at SF. Just taking a quick look around the room. This is actually not that bad. This is between the hours of 8 and 10 on Saturday when it was just the all access pass. So general public hadn't come in yet. So it's a little easier. There's Retro 51. And then we have, I believe this is Tokubetsu Memory with their stickers and stamps. I bought a tote bag from them last year and I still have it. I love my Hello San Francisco tote bag from last year's SF Pen Show. And then we have Hachimonjia with their washi and their paper. They also have inks. And then they also had some beautiful sailor pens as well. Spoiler alert. I may have purchased one. May have. Which is so spontaneous for me. Then walking into the Oak Room, which is the furthest room away from the entrance. Quite a few makers here as well. And we have, oh my gosh, I cannot remember the name of this. Goldenberg ceramics. So the different artistic bowls and ceramics. There's also different covers. And then we have Osprey pens. And they made the pens out of different resins, and then you can choose the flex nib that goes with it. Very cool. And they were able to let me try a few of their flex nibs as well. And then we have Michaela of White Bear Pens. She sold out on Saturday. So amazing. Amazing. And then we have Rob's Penworks right next to her. Then Van Ness pens. They had notebooks and stickers and inks. I spent some time talking to Lisa of Van Ness as well, and I should have a discount code with Van Ness coming up here in the next few weeks. So watch this space for that. They had a huge selection of Tono and Limbs and Van Diemen's. It was great. And then we have Zodiac Pens, who is sharing a table with Abby of Maverick Pens, and I had a special collab pen with Bart. Hi, Abby. I had a special collab pen with Bart. It is this sea glass kaleidoscope in the Sagittarius that had a special engraved nib. Really fun. And then we have pens from Mayfair Pens. Yes, I did buy one. It was actually my first purchase of the show. And last year was the first time that I met Ben of Mayfair Pens and got my first Mayfair pens. And now I have 4, 5. And I cannot remember the name of this shop. Please let me know what the name of the shop is down below. It was like the Foggy Cat Fog. But I saw their stickers as well at the San Francisco airport. It was very, very cool. And then going down this other long hallway, you've got all of the nib grinders here. You've got Pen Realm as well as their shop. So not just nib grinding services, but they also sell pens and inks and other fountain pen related accessories and stationery there. And then all of the other Nibmeisters. So you have Gina of Custom Nib Studio. Then you have Pactagon and Mom, that's Nina. And now heading into the big ballroom. Oh my gosh. I'm just exhausted looking at this. So many tables in here. But it felt like it was really crowded and squished, not just for the vendors, but even going through the aisles. It was a lot of people in a small amount of space. So we'll go into Nebula here and looking at some of their inks and notebooks. I believe this whole corner was Luxury Brands of America. So you're going to see Colorverse inks. You're going to be able to see some Waldman and, Waldman and other brands as well. I believe Laban was around here as well. Yeah, Laban. And you could try some Pelican, not Pelican, Platinum. Oh my goodness. Platinum pens and try out the different nibs. So a really great section if you've never tried any of these before and you wanted to try the different nibs of the Platinum. And then different notebooks. Now I'm trying to remember where I am at this point. So much footage and I'm trying to remember. And then this gentleman coming up is so interesting. He's here every year and he's just such a little entertainer trying to show off all of his pens.
You'd be surprised. You sell that to your lady friends, you'll have to make another 10,000 copies. They'll all be buying that picture.
And then we go to Palisades, which also was at the same table as Tasha. And oh my gosh, these are stunning. Way out of my price range, but absolutely stunning pens. I don't know if it's something that I ever want to save up for. I feel like it would be way too precious in my collection. But more of these beautiful Tasha beauties. Like I can't even describe the artistry and the work that goes into each and every one of these. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. And then moving on to the Visconti table. I have been tempted by Visconti and I haven't actually tried any, but I don't know, the nib kind of puts me off. And then we have another maker, Kara's Pen Co. or Kara's Customs. I love their display. I think it's just so well thought out. And then, I forget the name of this particular corner. Something attic. Like not addict, but attic. Like the top floor of a house. I cannot remember the name of that for the life of me. And now this is looking at the ballroom or the view of the ballroom from the far, far corner. Crazy. And then seeing all of the Franklin Christoph. I did not purchase any Franklin Christoph because I already have 3 in my collection. I think I'm good with the 3 that I have, but I was just admiring all of the beautiful pens and pieces that they have. I love the craftsmanship of Franklin Christoph and the beautiful resins that they use. And then we're moving on to Peyton Street Pens. I've actually ordered from them before, and they've got great customer service, but also I love that the different materials they use, like the Conway Stewart materials. I was actually very tempted by one. Moving on to Rickshaw. This is the only show that Rickshaw do, and they had giveaways and they have a special, show collection. But it's just so great to see everything they have here and so great to see them at their home show. Then we have Heinz Pen.
What up?
Francisco at their table, and that's Jenny. And all of their beautiful pens. Jim wasn't here, unfortunately. He's recovering. There's Jenny. And then next to them was Tori, A Stationary Universe. Hey, there's Julia and Galena. And I got to hang out with Tori for a little bit, and just all of the collabs that she does with other makers is fantastic. I love that. Then we have Ryan Krusak pens. Ryan Krusak makes different pens out of various materials. So naturally occurring antlers, for example, is one of them. And I don't know all of the materials, but I know that they're so unique. Then we have Rich of River City Pen Co., where I get my nib holders from. I love his nib holders, and they hold my Kakimori steel nib as well as my Speedball B nib. And I love the rubber holders within them. It can help with preventing rust in your nib holder. Then we have Flax Pen to Paper, another, I guess, brick and mortar stationery shop. They had all of their plotter supplies. Sorry for the quick movement here. And then they have all of their pilot pens. Gosh, there were quite a few. Again, I didn't get to try these out, but then all of their inks as well. Like, they were able to bring in so much. And I love that all of these vendors are able to give so much choice. And then we have Troy of Brute Force Design. And then Jonathan of Carolina Pen Company. Of course, his chaos that is on the table is just what you see every year.
Good afternoon. It is just after 12 and I struggled trying to get all of that footage because it was so busy and very overwhelming, and I tried to get it before the general public came in, and I know I missed quite a bit of the show, like quite a few of the vendors, so I tried to get as much as I could, so I apologize if I didn't get all of them. But then I took a little bit of a break at about 10, had my yogurt and banana, and then went back into the show and met some people, and it was very overstimulating. And thank you to everyone who came and said hi. I met, there's quite a few people that I've met, and if I don't remember everyone's names, I can barely remember what I did yesterday. So I apologize for that. But I did meet Helen of the Coffee Monsters Co., saw Corolla again, and now I'm just gonna have some lunch, take a bit of a breather before my nib appointment with Kirk at 1. And then Tara, you kind person, has gifted me her place in the monoline workshop because she's unable to make it. So now I have a workshop to go to, which is great. So I'm gonna eat lunch, take a bit of a breather, and head back. And I am losing my voice. I was talking to Corolla, and it feels like this pen show, this is our third San Francisco pen show. And I love that we're getting to know more people, getting to know more vendors, and really seeing like the behind the scenes of this. And I love that, but we're all so exhausted, so tired. But I really wouldn't trade that for anything because it's the whole experience of the pen show. All right, see you later.
And now I have my appointment with Kirk of Pen Realm before heading over to my monoline lettering workshop, where I received actually 2 Browse ornament nibs and learned how to put them together and clean them properly, but also how to properly use them to create beautiful monoline artwork. So happy with this.
Day 2, and this is what I got. I met Helen from the Coffee Monsters Co. and got to see her for a little bit. Somebody handed this to, now I can't remember her name and I'm so sorry, but I love that. And then one thing that's not featured here is that MJ gave me a lovely chocolate chip cookie, so I obviously ate that right away. I stopped by Traveler's Company this morning to get some passport stuff and then a lovely airplane charm, stickers from White Bear Pens. Michaela sold out middle of the second day, so that's awesome. I got inks from Van Ness, so Atono and Limbs ink, and then my favorite, number 11, the boundary between like and dislike, and then a few samples from Van Diemen's along with stickers. And then I took a monoline workshop. Thank you, Tara. I took a monoline workshop and I loved it. And then I had a nib ground by Kirk into a needlepoint, and then because I was seeing Kirk, I decided to make a spontaneous purchase of this Hachimonjia cherry blue, Sakura bloom, and it has a fine nib that has now been tuned and smoothed by Kirk just the way I like it. So that's day 2. I don't think there will be any more shopping tomorrow because I do have to leave early, probably head to the airport around 10, but heading out for dinner now.
You're like, why do I have to stare? This is a terrible idea. I aspire to tell the plane, but it's not happening.
Good morning, day 3 of the San Francisco Pen Show, and I'm flying home today. So I'll probably make just a quick appearance into the show to say goodbye to everybody. I am not buying anything today. Do not plan on buying anything today because I'm already all packed. Like, that is my luggage and it's already massive. I mean, traveling for 2 weeks plus the pen show, there wasn't much that I could already fit in there. But yeah, it's been a great show. Out very late last night, and now heading home. I'm excited to be heading home, and we'll see. I'm debating whether to do my haul at the end of this video or do a separate video for the haul, because I feel like maybe this video might be long enough. But I'm hoping that this video will give you an insight to what a huge pen show like the San Francisco Pen Show is like. It felt really, really big this year and overwhelming and overstimulating. But what I love about this show, or what I love about pen shows in general, is just the opportunity to meet people and see people and speak to people. And I think really that was my whole point of coming to this show now, was just to see people that I don't normally see outside of social media. And I wanted to spend that quality time with people. It's not always possible inside the ballroom, which is why I love Pen Show After Dark. And sometimes why I like the smaller shows, because you get the opportunity to be able to speak to people that you wouldn't normally be able to speak to. But I'm hoping that this video gives you that glimpse of what this show was like for me. And I apologize, I'm losing my voice. And if you have any questions about how this went or what you'd like to know before you go to your first pen show, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you all.
Okay, I'm just going to go over my haul very quickly because, as you can tell from my voice, I am not feeling well. So day one, or Thursday, I got to visit the Rickshaw factory with Bart of Zodiac Pen Co. And I got a sample of a pen sleeve that's coming out with Winter Sunrise in November. And then I got the exclusive pen show sleeve for SF, along with the lanyard and a sticker. So that's Thursday. And then day one of the show, which was the Friday, the first pen purchase that I made was from Mayfair Pens. And this is the Knoll Door with the amethyst satin. And it's just stunning. I'll go into more detail about this in another video here, but love Mayfair Pens. And of course I got this with a Yovo number 6 extra fine nib, and chose the gold plated this time to match the gold shimmer in the resin. Of course I got the I got the sticker to go with it. The second pen that I purchased was actually a commission that I had Jim of Heinz Pen do while I was in Portland. I saw one of the Heimdall pens, but it was in a bigger size. So Jim did this for me in the Model K, and it's got like brown and silver shimmers in it. It's stunning. Got the Heinz logo there. And then we chose, I think it's the copper Yovo nib, extra fine, and then Jenny of Heinz Pen tuned and smoothed this for me. So it's really, really a special pen. And then last but not least, on day one, I got this Primary Manipulation 5 in Sagittarius from Bart of Zodiac Pen Co. It really is a stunning, stunning pen. But the nib on here is actually the nib that's supposed to go on my sea glass kaleidoscope, but I actually got it and put it on here. It's the engraved nib and it's an extra fine, but I had Kirk of Pen Realm tune and smooth this for me, so now it is a needlepoint. Love it. And then this is the sticker that goes with the sea glass kaleidoscope pen with Bart. And then I just love this because Bart's like, this is just way too much glitter on a sticker, but it's like, it's only at a specific angle, like there, that you can see the words, and otherwise it's just too much glitter. And then inks for that day, I managed to get to the Nagasawa table and I got strawberry chocolate and milk chocolate Kobe inks. So excited for those. I will do another swatching video of all the inks that I got from the show next. So I didn't do tons and tons of shopping on the Friday just because it was so overwhelming, but then on Saturday I did have time to actually speak with Lisa of Van Ness, and I am going to be an affiliate, so watch out for more details on that. And I ended up purchasing 2 Tono & Limbs inks. One is called Earth Comet. There was actually another one I wanted to purchase and I should have, but it sold out. And then my favorite, number 11, The Boundary Between Like and Dislike, because I love that one just because of the name, but also it's a beautiful purple. And then there were samples of the new Van Diemen's. So there's Underflow, and we have Riverbank, Daybreak, and Overcast. And then Lisa gave me some stickers as well. So I will swatch these in a different video, and also listen out and watch the space for more affiliate information with Van Ness. Saturday was also the day that I managed to get to the Travelers Company table first thing in the morning, because Friday there was just a huge lineup and I could not get anywhere near it. So I managed to get there. I got a little passport insert here with empty cream paper, and then a little airplane charm for my traveler's notebook, or for my passport notebook. And then these are a whole bunch of stickers and things that people have that they gave me throughout the show, and I apologize if I don't remember everyone's name, but this one had like little candies, and I love that Peace Charm and SF. There's stickers in here too. Oh, it's from This Paper Journey. And then sometime during the day, I also met Mary Jane, who gave me a lovely chocolate chip walnut cookie. Delicious. And then also got given a whole bunch of stickers as well, and there's a charm in there. I haven't had a chance to go through these. And then I got stickers from Michaela of White Bear Pens. She sold out on day 2, which is amazing, amazing for her. And then Saturday, oh no, wait, hold on. These two aren't from Saturday. This is from Friday, Ink Flow Repeat. This is from Tara. I ran into her so much on Friday, and I was there for many of her pen purchases, but also Tara kindly gave me her place in the monoline workshop on Saturday. So thank you so much for that, Tara, because that was a really, really great class. And so those are her stickers. She said this is her cat. Cute. And then I believe this was some More Than Lettering, and this was given to me at, I think, on Friday's D-Stash, Friday night's D-Stash. And then these stickers were from Helen. I got the chance to actually meet Helen. Funny enough, I was walking through the show Saturday morning, I believe it was, and then somebody tapped me on the shoulder, and it was Helen. She had seen me and I hadn't seen her, so we got a chance to chat a bit and take pictures. So really, really lovely to meet Helen in person. And then this is the stuff from the monoline workshop. So we received 2 nib holders plus 2 of these 3mm Browse ornament nibs, which I have been wanting. These are fantastic. I've been using the Speedball B nibs, but I haven't been using them properly or cleaning them properly. But this workshop showed me how to do that, and I cannot wait. I have purchased these from PenChalet, and they are on back order, so they are impossible to find right now. So I was really glad to get these from the workshop. Really, really fun workshop. So that was Saturday. Oh, there's one more from Saturday. So my friend Kay, she had all of this in a bag for me. This is a cute little tulip pen, along with this lovely notepad with bread and lovely all of that. And then this Jane's Agenda grid notebook, and then a mouse pad, and then 3 different inks from Troublemaker. So Polar Lights, Butterfly Dream, and Tablet. I haven't tried these, so I'm really excited to try these. And then this really cute zip pouch that included washi, a lovely sticker, and oh good, this is an iron-on, what's this called? It's not coming to me. Please let me know what this is. My brain is like half there right now. And then some tea, and then some more of this. I think this is washi, or just like lovely cloth strips. And then she said she was going to give this to me last year, but she wanted to wait until she saw me. The Hobonichi 2024 pen, because I love the colors of this. And then the one from 2023. So that is my haul. I'm not going to put it all back on the screen here because it's a lot. I will do an individual video for all of the inks and possibly all of the, oh, I forgot a pen. Hold on. This was the splurge purchase on Saturday. I had an appointment with Kirk Spear at 1 o'clock. And I saw this pen beforehand at the Hachimanjiya table. It was not something I ever thought I would get, but because I knew that Kirk was going to be at the show, I knew that he could grind this fine nib in and tune this for me in the way that I wanted. So this is the Hachimanjiya Sakura Bloom, and this has a fine nib. Now, Kirk did tune and smooth this for me, and when they tune and smooth, they do, he does ink this or dip this in ink. And then I made a mistake of not cleaning it out before at my flight. So now there is a tiny bit of blue ink in the ridges there, but not a huge deal. So this was my splurge purchase, but also my most expensive purchase at the pen show. And I wouldn't have purchased this if it hadn't been for the fact that I had a nib appointment with Kirk so he could tune and smooth the feedback out of this for me, because I am not a fan of the feedback on the fine nib of this, so he tuned and smoothed it, so it's now perfect. All right, so many things from the show, which I'm really happy with. And I will definitely go into a little bit more detail in a different video about each of these pens and inks, and I'm really grateful for the time that I had with friends, but also the pen show is overwhelming and amazing and just really an experience that I wouldn't trade for anything. All right, but that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions about the show, about the haul, please let me know, but I will do individual videos for each of the pens and then a separate ink haul. Thank you all so much for watching. Please forgive my sick voice. Have a great day.